Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here. It's time for our weekly weather update. Things are looking pretty nice out there for today compared to what we had just yesterday. As we make our way throughout this next week, we are going to have some really hot conditions out there, and that's going to be kind of the story of our weekly weather update for today. So let's talk about what's happening right now. We do these updates live at 2:30 every single Monday, and then we also do a weekend weather update every Thursday at 2:30. For today, seeing a good amount of sunshine compared to what we had this morning. We have a little bit of blue sky showing up there, a little bit of mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies really showing up across the region, and it's getting hot out there. Temperatures are going to be rising into the upper 80s, lower 90s for today. Looking towards downtown Atlanta, you see beautiful conditions there, and it's also beautiful up towards Georges Rome, as always up there towards Floyd County. Temperatures, they are hot. It's already 88 degrees in Atlanta. We'll be rising into the lower 90s here. Parts of North Georgia will be rising into the upper 80s. Right now it's 81 at Blairsville, 80 degrees in Clayton, seeing 85 in Rome, and we head throughout today. These temperatures are going to be above average. Now the average for this time of year is 89 degrees. You can see that we hit 92 yesterday. 92 yesterday was the hottest temperature that we've had so far this year. Looking at this screen right here, you may be saying, well, what does all this mean exactly? Well, as we move from left to right, that's over the last 30 days. The lower numbers are low temperature, that top numbers are high temperature, and the red line, that's our average high. The blue line is the average low. So you can see that actually over the last 30 days, really almost a majority of it, you could say, we've had below average temperatures for highs. But that's going to change here as we head throughout this next week. I'm thinking all week we're going to have temperatures above that average high, and it is just going to stay hot. Now looking at the radar, not having anything in the way of rain out there this afternoon, but yesterday we had a lot of thunderstorm activity. Take a look at all these storm reports we had, especially around the Atlanta metro. A lot of wind reports, mainly in DeKalb County, Rockdale County, stretching over towards Walton County. That seems to be where a majority of the wind reports came in at. And for this afternoon, as of Monday afternoon, a majority of the power outages that are still going on are over towards the DeKalb County area. As we head throughout today, though, power crews are going to have plenty of time to help try to repair everything and get everything fixed, thanks to the fact that the weather's cooperating. Now, while it's dry in the southeast at the moment, we do have the chance for a few showers and storms this afternoon. Very isolated. I think they're going to stay south of the Atlanta metro, so mainly sunshine for the Atlanta area, but south of the metro and east of it, we may end up with a few isolated showers and storms. Don't forget to download this 11 Alive app, by the way. It can be great whenever you're needing that forecast, whenever you're on the go. Whenever we do have rain in the forecast and shower activity popping up on the radar, you can check it out right there on your phone by looking at that top tab there where you see it says Explore Radar Map. You click on that, see the radar live. You see the hourly forecast, the daily forecast, the current conditions. It is mostly sunny with 88 degrees right now in Atlanta. And also, don't forget that you can also watch the newscast live right there at that bottom tab. Let's say you lose power like what we had just yesterday where the power had gone out. You may have wanted to have the ability to watch the weathercast live to be able to get an idea of what the weather's doing, and as long as you had cell service, you'd be able to watch live right there. Don't forget that you can also download the Roku and Fire TV app to keep updated on the forecast right there at your fingertips. You can make sure that you know exactly what's going on right there whenever you're sitting at home. Taking a look at the forecast track, temperatures are going to be rising into the 90s this afternoon, mostly sunny sky again. Maybe an isolated shower or storm here and there. Looking into far eastern portions of Georgia, that's going to be where that chance is. You also see it over towards portions of South Carolina and North Carolina, where we're going to have a little bit better chances for showers and storms. Know that some of those storms could form over us. We've got about a really 20 to 30% chance for an isolated shower storm this afternoon. We move into this evening. Temperatures are going to drop back down into the 60s eventually and 70s across the region. Going to be a mostly clear sky to start off tomorrow, and we are staying dry there for Tuesday. We're staying dry for Wednesday. Temperatures rising into the 90s each afternoon. We're talking hot conditions all the way throughout the 7-day forecast and not much rain. So we're kind of getting a trade-off compared to what we had last week. Last week we had a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity. This week we only have really an isolated shower storm possible, mainly on Friday, and then the rain chances increasing as we head into the weekend. But here's the trade-off. It's going to be a little bit hotter. We're going to have temperatures in the 90s, and you'll see that in just a moment. Looking at the last week, you see that the the rain was very significant there, especially from the 19th all the way through the 22nd. That's where we went back into really above average rainfall for the month. Yesterday's rainfall helped us out as well. And with the above average rainfall this month, we are now back ahead for the year as far as a surplus is concerned. It's nice to no longer be in that deficit, and we're likely going to see this week an update in the drought monitor on Thursday where we're going to have, again, no more drought conditions. So that's good news. We're all going to get a little bit of significant rainfall at times as we head throughout the next 7 days, maybe anywhere from a quarter of an inch there in northeast Georgia to maybe about an inch, maybe inch and a half in far north Georgia. Much of that rainfall is going to be occurring over this weekend and into early next week. So again, don't be surprised or don't expect, rather, much in the way of rain this next week. It's really going to be for the weekend and into early next week. So what are temperatures out there? 90 degrees is what we're expecting for Tuesday, similar to what we'll have for today. 91 on Wednesday. Look at the temperatures there Thursday through Saturday. We're talking 94, 96, 95, well above average for this time of year where it's 89. That's the average. Right now, the hottest temperature that we've had so far this year is 92. And obviously, we're looking at beating that as we hit throughout this next week multiple times, and we may end up seeing some of these old hottest conditions that we've had so far this year get knocked off, especially any of those that are showing temperatures in the 80s. We have so many days that we're going to be hitting into the 90s this week, and we may hit 91, 93, 94, 95, 96. With that being said, we're going to see a big change in that hottest temperatures graphic. So why are we getting so hot now? And what's going on with all this rain going away? Well, the big player in this is the fact that we have this area of high pressure off to our west. It's been really hot in Texas recently. This area of high pressure is going to shift off towards the east. As it does that, we end up getting better chances for rain, better chances for hot conditions right here across portions of North Georgia. And the rain chances, they go down while they're increased up here towards the northeast. We get lower rain chances and we get hotter there as we head into Thursday and then into Friday. But then you start to see that ridge break down, and when the ridge breaks down, that's when we get the better chances for showers and storms again in our area. Looking at the tropics, we have a 30% chance for tropical development out into the Atlantic. That's it. The storms that we had named earlier, Brett and Cindy, they have fallen apart. We have the remnants of Cindy, which are actually associated with this 30% chance of tropical development. So if this area of low pressure manages to form into another tropical system, it would actually likely be Cindy again as it makes its way off towards the north. Obviously not going to be impacting us. We'll keep a close eye on it, but likely not going to be an issue for the United States as a whole. So the next name on the list would be Don, likely not from this system. We'd have to wait till later in the season as we're keeping an eye on the tropics. But Don would be the next name, and then Emily, and then continuing our way down the list. We'll keep you updated on all of that, of course. Of course, we did have a little bit of activity out there this past week with Brett and Cindy. It is fairly active in that region for a time period where we don't typically have that many storms in the central and southern portions of the Atlantic. But as you see here, we have a lot of season to go. September 10th is the peak of the season. Typically, November 30th is when we wrap things up. So let's look at the 7-day forecast showing us that we have the 30% chance, really a 20 to 30% chance for a few isolated showers and storms this afternoon, hitting 90 degrees. 90 again there for Tuesday. Chesley was in this morning, chose tomorrow as his pick of the week. It will be the nicest, but it'll also be really hot out there. Hitting 91 again on Wednesday. A lot of sunshine to go around. 94 on Thursday. 96 on Friday, 95 on Saturday with a 30% chance for a few isolated showers and storms. And then the best chance for rain all week again coming in on Sunday. We're going to have scattered showers and storms across the region before finally getting to add to that surplus, I guess, as you could say, as we head into the day there on Sunday. But what about the 8 to 14 day outlook? Let's look beyond the 7-day forecast here. It's looking like we are going to get a little bit of a break from some of this heat. Temperatures may end up being just below average. I would say barely below average, so I'm talking like mid 80s, so don't expect a big cool down there. Still going to be fairly hot outside, but a little bit cool, I guess you could say, for this time of the year. And then as far as rainfall is concerned, it's looking like above average rainfall, maybe just slightly above average rainfall there, which could just help us add to that surplus of rain that we now have across our region. Taking a look at the weekend getaways, if you're planning any big trips this weekend, maybe head out to Lake Lanier. we are going to have the chance for a few showers and storms. Make sure you download that 11 Alive app. You know, it could have been really valuable for anybody who was on the lake on Sunday. Those storms came down from the north, and they were pretty intense. Would not have been fun to be on the lake there if you were not aware of those storms coming down. But if you have that 11 Alive app, it allows you to be able to see where those storms are. Savannah, looking like we are going to have drier conditions there on Saturday. Sunday, bringing a chance for a few scattered showers and storms for them. It's going to be drier Saturday, 94. Charleston, drier for there, but Sunday, scattered showers and storms, and into Monday, you see much of us dealing with the stormy conditions there for next week. Gatlinburg, similar conditions to what we have here in Atlanta, and then Destin is looking drier this weekend. So nice conditions down towards the Florida Panhandle. But it is Florida, so know that you could have that isolated shower and storm any afternoon in the summertime. That's how it goes with those coastal communities. Your Peach State outlook showing us that as we head throughout the next 3 days, it's going to be hot all across the state. Columbus is going to be getting very close to 100 degrees there on Thursday. Albany hitting 98, some really hot conditions. Everybody hitting the 90s here as we head throughout the next 3 days. Very hot weather. So if you plan on going outside at all, maybe doing a little bit of hiking, make sure that you drink plenty of water. I always like to say it like this: in the summertime, pack the water that you need and then double it. Make sure that you have enough water in case you're out there for an extended period of time, and you never know, you may come across a hiker who also needs water. You want to make sure that you're staying safe out there on the trails. The good news is the rain chances are down. It'll be great weather if you want to go check out some waterfalls, some nice cool flowing water, especially with the fact that we had so much rain last week. The springs are going to be flowing real well at places like Amicalola Falls, up towards Cloudland Canyon, Tallulah Gorge. Wonderful places to maybe go out and take a hike with how hot it's going to be out there, finding somewhere to cool off in some of the water. So again, we love to do these updates every single Monday and Thursday at 2:30. We want to keep everybody updated on what you can expect throughout the week ahead. We're going to have the next update coming up on Thursday at 2:30, so be sure to tune in for that. Anytime in between, of course, you can catch Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb every evening, Meteorologist Chesley McNeil in the mornings, and then Meteorologist Melissa Nord and Nicole Hartford all throughout the day, each day, as well as myself, Meteorologist Andrew Wilson, keeping everybody updated here on air and behind the scenes. Be sure to check out updates on 11alive.com and then also with the 11 Alive app. So I hope everybody can have a wonderful week ahead of them. Stay cool out there. Remember, heat-related illness can be very dangerous. Drink plenty of water and stay safe if you're going to be working outside for extended periods of time. Try to get that outdoor work done early on in the day. We'll see you again on Thursday.